You think everyone has a birthday if there's 8 billion people in the world, but there's only 365 days?
All right, this one we're gonna all marinate together on this one here. We're gonna what the I don't understand. You know, this is exactly why the aliens aren't coming down here. There's no need for it. There's no need for it. Just, we live on a planet full of I don't understand.
Look, y'all don't need a man. Y'all don't need a man. None of that. Look, we out here digging the car. The car can't even move out the driveway.
I can't even get out the car. I have to climb out the car.
Cause I'm stuck. Right?
I have to look, just for me to get in. This is what I gotta do. I don't need no man.
Problem.
It's all on my own. Yeah, all right.
No problem.
Yeah, all right.
Now look, them ninjas at Home Depot, they not available now. Yeah. Now you stuck at home. Humble yourself. Put the pride to the side. You need a man in your life. And it's okay. Because we need you. We love you. We will without you. If you need us, yes you do. Yes indeed, this is true.
This actually happens. I don't know if this is a real legit video, but even my job is literally fired women because their OF accounts were found. Like this is a real thing, and women don't realize it until it's too late. Like you're literally losing your chances at getting employment at established businesses so you can potentially make $70,000 a year, but really only end up making $1,000 a month.
You know, I always think about, when we talk about, you know, approaching and things of that nature, I always think about how men used to say hello a lot, right? Hey, how you doing? But I think with the way modern women act, then a man's, you know, a lot of these men just kind of go their way and they do their thing. You know, why do men do that? How could men ignore us? Not necessarily ignoring them, just going on about my day, right? You have women out here that are crazy. They're weird. Say things like, oh, you know, he's making me uncomfortable because I said hello. Because I said, how's it going? What are your plans for this week? Literally. Like you have women out here. There was a woman got online talking about how a man made her uncomfortable because he asked her, or he mentioned what floor she lived on. It was like, oh, you're from the 4th floor. Oh, now I know you're watching me. No, we live in the same building. We work out at the same gym in our apartment. Are you okay? I've seen you in my apartment. I've seen you in my building. Are you all right?
I am sick of the bikinis and Bible verses on social media. That is Jezebel behavior. That's Jezebel. You're not sharing the Bible or the gospel with anyone. You're sharing your butt or your chest. And then you wonder why guys want you for your body only. You wonder why every guy's attracted to one thing. You know why? Because you gave him a taste online and now he wants the real thing. It's your fault. You should be ashamed of yourself if you call yourself a Christian and you're doing stuff like that. Any good Christian man, any self-respecting man does not want you. I'll just say it. You got to get real with yourself. Are you part of the problem? Are you worthy to sit across from a respectable young man, a God-fearing man?
I have to say I feel sorry for some of you men out there in the dating world because it is 2025. I'm a 38-year-old female and these women out here even confuse me. Some women out here putting Jesus in their bio, but then you go look at their stuff and it's nothing but thirst traps, lustful, seductive content. I mean, the modern day woman calls serving your husband oppression, but yet will have no problem going out and serving a male boss and cry that that's empowerment. And real feminine energy is not sexual marketing like the modern day woman might tell you. Y'all are getting seduction and femininity like completely confused. And I've said it before, but a lot of women have this long laundry list of unrealistic criteria that they want in a man, but yet they bring nothing to the table. And we don't talk about that. We tell the women, no, you are a queen. You will be treated as such, but we're not teaching women how to be wives these days. And I would go out on a limb and say that most of the women out in the modern day dating culture do not actually have standards. They have entitlement and accountability, a woman's kryptonite. Some of you ladies are going to die alone Still blaming men for the choices that you made.
And you continue to have a lot of these modern women who say they can't find a good man anywhere, right? And a lot of modern women don't really want to sit with the fact that they're not good women. That's why you can't find a good man. You're not a good woman. And so a man that is actually a good man, even though you might be pretty and you know, you might dress well and you're a boss babe and stuff, you really don't have a lot in common with him because you're not really all that great of a person when it gets down to it. You're good at some things, but you're not really that complete package that he needs.
I'll never forget the time that I went on a date with this man, and on the date, like, long story short, on the date it started raining. All right, we were supposed to go out to eat, and then we was going to get some work pants across the bay in Mobile. We was going across the bay, and it started raining. And you know, when we got to the place, he was like, you know, it's raining. Do you want me to park you at the door, or you know, how you want to do it? And I'm just like, no, you know, it's cool, like whatever. Y'all, why this man stopped at the gas station and got me an umbrella? Yeah. So we could walk in the store and I didn't have to get wet. And when I tell y'all, I never talk to that man again, because personally, I just want a that's gonna make me run. That's gonna be like, ready, set, go, run. You know what I'm saying? Like, take off. Like, I don't know. If you stopping to go get an umbrella, it really icks me out. Like, why the would you go get me an umbrella?
And that right there is all you need to know about.
Unpopular opinion, but being a man in today's world might actually be one of the hardest jobs on the planet. And here's why. So check this out. Women say they want sensitivity, but not too much sensitivity. Share your emotions, but don't you dare share too many or suddenly you are weak. They say be a good leader, but in the same breath, I'm not following you anywhere because I'm Miss Independent. How does that even work? They want strength with just the right amount of vulnerability, honesty, but not so honest that it points out their flaws, because then you are the bad guy. They expect you to read their damn mind, but if you assume what they're thinking, you're wrong. Be financially stable, but also have endless free time to give all your attention to me, because doesn't financial stability take time to build? When you hear these requests out loud, you realize how much they contradict each other. Sounds confusing, right? But imagine being the man who's expected to figure all of this out. So here's the question. Do men really have it easier? Or are we just not being honest about how impossible these expectations really are? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I know this one is going to spark a debate.
And modern women want to continue to ask, where are the men who beg? Where are the men who are willing to, you know, be outside your door with a boombox and all that other stuff? And you really honestly and truly have to ask the question, is that something that you would do if people didn't really like you like that? And they all over the internet talking about, don't really like him like that. I didn't really like him like that. And they have to do like astronomical acts and feats in order to get your attention and try to convince you to like them, to date them, to go out with them or something like that. Oh, you know, your father kept on pestering me for 8 months straight. And, you know, finally, when I had been passed around the whole town and the whole town didn't want me, I finally decided to go with him. What?
They using us for our looks. We're going to use y'all for your section.
Exactly. That's why I'm snatching that shit right back.
Snatching is so sassy.
Men ain't falling for the name calling no more. Security, come get them out my
You auntie. You not even sister no more. You were supposed to put me out yourself. Security?
Nah, I don't got time for
that.
Put my hands on you?
Touch me is done. But you couldn't be talking to me. You have to put me out. Yeah.
Security, security. Get them out of here. Like, you know what I'm saying?
If a man ever did that to me, don't even worry about it. I'm calling my brother.
Are you telling bro that I told you to go?
Yeah, bro is pulling up for anything.
That's why sisters don't hold themselves accountable for getting their brothers in jail.
Oh, brother never in jail.
Brothers in the hospital.
In the hospital. No, because a lot of females, they call their brothers or they call their man or they call their uncle for because they can't take accountability. And they either end up dead, in jail, or hurt. We going back and forth, and you on some? I'm calling bro.
Why is that back and forth?
I'm talking about even get to a point where like you being disrespectful about it.
No, I'm saying y'all not contributing.
Not Aretha Franklin.
Saying I'm not being sweet. Yo,
Y'all gotta get out of here.
And what's the reasoning? And I'll leave.
I don't need a reason to.
I know I'm about to make the Pick Me police real upset with this one, but let's go ahead and get into it. Ladies, it is perfectly fine and acceptable for you to ask a man on a date. What I'm saying is, when there is a gentleman that you are interested in, maybe y'all have engaged in a mild flirtation, maybe, y'all kind of been doing that little dance, and you want to spend a little time. Hey, it is perfectly fine and acceptable to say, hey, it's a movie I've been wanting to see. Would you like to go? I'll grab the tickets. Perfectly acceptable. What that also does is it makes you set apart, because most women aren't going to do that. Most women, what we're going to do, we'll like a guy and we'll sit down and just wait and wait and wait, maybe throw a hint or two, and then you'll be waiting for a long time. If I'm interested and I want to spend a little time, I don't have a problem being assertive. Notice I said assertive, not aggressive. But if we can take this biblical, if you just dare to, when you look at, everybody talks about Ruth and Boaz, but Ruth was pretty assertive when it came to, making the move on Boaz. She did her part and was assertive. There is nothing wrong with being assertive with the man that you are interested in. And so this is just for us to know, especially, I'm a little bit older. We don't have that kind of time to play. Does he like me? What he thinking? And a lot of times we got to stop acting like these men are mind readers. So I say, ladies, go for it. You be assertive, not aggressive. Be assertive and take that shot. Stop being scared and be assertive when it's a man that you are interested in.
You have a lot of these modern women that are really upset. Well, maybe I wouldn't say upset, but they're kind of confused, right, as to why men don't beg anymore, right? And, you hear them talk about, men aren't yearning. Men seem like they don't care. And it's not really, the way they say it, it makes it seem like a man is heartless. But that's not really the case. It's just that it seems like in so many of these situations, a man gets in trouble when he tries to, come up and talk to you. And at that point, it doesn't really seem like it's worth the risk.
Men love to make schmegs into a physical need.
It is.
They need it to stay alive. And the temper tantrums
are your
and
needs
the
tempered?
And the puffing that they will have, it's either downright comical or, of course, as we know, downright scary. They will say that they're going to expire.
Is that how a man should perceive your needs? Is you're having a temper tantrum if you bring up something that you need or want out of the relationship? Or are your needs valid and his aren't? And for a lot of men, they're ignored for so long. And it builds up resentment, it builds up pain, agony. It's often just ignored. Why is it that women can have as many needs or wants as they want, but as soon as men have anything that they like or enjoy, there's a problem? I know there's so many women out there, if their man stopped pursuing them in that way, they would be absolutely heartbroken and devastated. But you'll talk about how annoying it is in the moment.
And one more thing on this topic of how dangerous it is for women to be pretty. We get humbled by men who are, I don't know if jealous is the right word, but they resent the power of our beauty. They resent that we can create new life and that we trigger arousal, we captivate attention with our beauty from not just men but women too, and there's power in that ability to capture attention with beauty, and they resent that they don't have that, and they need to humble us. So in order for them to feel good about themselves, they have to humble us. So it's not just a matter of like, oh, if we shine too bright we'll get or whatever. It's if we shine too bright, someone's gonna put us in our place because they resent the fact that we outshone them. You know what I mean? You know this is true.
A lot of these young ladies, these modern women, are ruining their lives. They're ruining their lives. You out here, independent for years, and then suddenly, oh shoot, I want a provider. I want a man that's gonna take care of me. All of a sudden, I need a provider. You spend years, your entire 20s posting, oh, well, I don't need no man. I'm strong and independent. Men can't do nothing for me. And now you're 36. You're 46. 56. Talk about I want a man who leads. I want a man who protects and provides. I want a man to really pray and lead me and guide me in the way that I need to go. I'm ready to step into the next phase of my life. It's interesting. Why did it take you until you're 50 years old to see that? And that man has been waiting on you for years. You want to run back to him when you've been dogging him.
One of my pet peeves is this. This is what I hate, man. Like when I am with a group of homeboys, or like say if it's like I've had this interaction at the cigar lounge before where it's like, you know, a few sisters and a few brothers and we just, you know, shooting the shit talking. And let's say I'm talking about my wife or whatever. Oh yeah, man, my wife cooks, man. She cleans, she's nurturing, she listens, like all those type of things, right? And then they all never fails. And it's all 90% of the time it's a sister, and she was like, "What color is she?" And I'd be like, "White," and they'd be like, "Oh, that's why." And that's one of my like pet peeves. I hate when people ask me, "What color is she?" or like, "What color is your wife?" Like, what does that matter? Put it this way, I feel like if you saw me somewhere, you wouldn't think that I was with a white girl anyway, because just how my manner, just how I am. And they say, oh, if I mention certain characteristics or certain things that my wife does, they say something like, "What color is she?" And I'll be like, "White." "Oh, that's why." And I'm thinking to myself, girl, you know, there's black women that do exactly the exact same thing my wife does. There's Asian women do the exact same my wife does. There's Mexican women do the exact same thing my wife does. Like, what are we talking about? Like, why do people say that?
Okay, I'm gonna cook here. Ready? Just listen. Maturity for a man is when he realizes that he should be the one pursuing a woman. Okay? Now, this is gonna get some of you guys like, oh my gosh. Maturity for a woman is when she realizes that forcing a man to chase her is not the idea, but rather a man should be pursuing her. Because maturity for a woman, if she allows a man to pursue her while she's staying still, that's mature. Now, when a woman is standing there and a man is trying to pursue her and she starts running, that's a man chasing her. There's a huge difference, because a man is going to give up on pursuing a woman when she starts running from him and she wants him to chase her. How is that mature? It's not. A woman has to stay in one position and allow that man to pursue her.
A lot of these modern women are still waiting for a man to pursue them, like granddaddy used to do, or like they saw daddy pursue mom. Problem is, it seems to get lost in translation, and you know, for a lot of couples it does, because you know, as you get older in your relationship, you kind of forget some details. You know, now we have some of the women, they remember the details they want to remember. So they remember, oh, you're supposed to do this for me, and you said this, and this, you know. So they remember what you promised them. They don't necessarily remember what they promised you. So, you know, all that, you know, aside, mama acted a certain way when dad came up and approached. When dad was pursuing, mama acted a certain way. So dad didn't, you know, in a lot of these situations, dad might have not had to wait 8 months for mom to say, okay, well, I guess I'll give him a chance. I'll text him back. Right. And even in some of those situations where, now there are some situations where I wasn't interested in him. He just kept on bothering me. But even in those situations, wasn't nobody getting the police called on him and a whole bunch of other nonsense. So there was a lot of things that might have been different that they're not telling you, that and nowadays, men, y'all done told men on a whole campaign, no means no. So I'm not going to spend the next 8 months chasing you.
At some point, black women, we need to start taking accountability. Yes, because when y'all up, y'all don't know how to take accountability for y'all actions. Y'all sit there and complain about, oh, how black men don't want to date us anymore, but when you up, you don't know how to apologize. You always think you right. You can't cook. You can't clean. You always nagging, always starting an argument, always doing dumb shit, always combative, and then want to complain, oh, why they don't want to do. If you want to act so independent, why don't you be by yourself? What do you need a man for? And then if you're gonna come up on here talking about, I don't need a man, so stop complaining. Do everything by yourself. You can't just sit here and think that, oh my God, you're so perfect. Nobody in this lifetime is perfect, okay? I'm going to hold your hand when I say this. That's my up hand. This is how difficult some of you guys are. You are not perfect. Who are you feeling like? None of us are God, okay? And I'm going to need y'all to start taking accountability for how y'all be up. Be a woman. Be submissive. I'm not talking about some yes massa, do everything he say, funky. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is just be feminine. Y'all never seen your mother get loved before? Y'all never seen your mothers get loved before? I'm gonna need y'all to do better.
He said he will only marry me if we get a prenup. Then you know what to do, girl. Go visit your doctor. Get you some prescriptions. Get you some mind-altering prescriptions and take them on that day. And have your receipts from the pharmacy. Have your visit to the doctor. And film yourself on Instagram taking your meds. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Make sure the date is seen as well. That is posted. Then the contract will be null and void. There you go.
Oh my God. Just don't get married, yeah. Because this is crazy.
Okay, how can you convince your husband to let you stay home? Quit your job. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's how. So I got fired and I'm getting harassed at work. I ain't going back. I'm staying home. Take care of me. That's it. That's all you gotta say. I'm harassed at work. I ain't going back. You gotta take care of me. I'm going home. I'm traumatized. Can't do it no more.
You better find the next job.
There you go. Just lie.
Just lie.
There is no discussion. If when you decide it for yourself, there is no discussion. You just gonna do it.
Easy peasy, eh? And other people supposed to just...
You said ladies lie about your body count. Don't even answer the question about no body count. That's stupid. If a man is asking you that question, he's broke or stupid or low class. Real men don't ask that question. You know? No one has ever asked me that question. In my entire life. No man has ever asked me that question except the Dusties in the comments. Okay? So, if you answer that question, you are lowering yourself. Don't even answer the question. Just laugh.
She's talking to a woman who has a body count of 150. Just don't get married, because now they have this trick where you can go take pills and then tell the judge that you were on medication that day. Yo, the that they come up with is ridiculous.
And a lot of modern women are continuing to ask, what happened to all the good men? Where are all the good men? And the fact of the matter is, they're right in front of you. A lot of these guys are not loud. A lot of these guys are not flashy. They're not out here talking your ear off. They're not doing any of that. These guys are steady. They're stable. You know, maybe not as exciting as a Chad or Tyrone, but I'm steady. Like I said, I'm stable. I can do what you need me to do, right? We're not going on vacations, the Bahamas every weekend. I got to work. You know, we got a family we got to take care of. You know what I mean? So that's a good man. It's just your expectations are warped. So you think in order for a man to be a good man, he got to be doing all this other stuff. That's great, but it's not really the building blocks of a successful relationship.
Really? You're being recorded. What's up? I'm here to do my job. This is a feller.
You are in the way, sir.
I'm in the way.
Sir,
I'm delivering gasoline, man. You can just swing out on me.
Hey, do your job better. Not that hard. You're being recorded.
I'm here to deliver my load. What's going on?
Oh, David, we have to go. I want to go see my godkids. This is...
Wow.
Wow. This is another one for the dads in the audience dealing with a high conflict ex or a difficult ex. So in my work with blended families, One thing I observe a lot is that dads avoid boundaries because they hate conflict. They think, I just want peace. I don't want more drama. It's easier just to let it go. I don't want the kids to get caught in the middle. So they keep tolerating things that are draining them and putting a strain on their relationship with their new partner. Last minute schedule changes, excessive texting, manipulation, lovely guilt trips, using the kids as messengers, expecting instant access to your time and attention, for example. And because avoiding conflict feels better in the moment, they keep doing it. But short-term relief creates long-term chaos. Boundaries may feel uncomfortable briefly in the moment, but they're going to create stability later on. And no, you can't control whether your ex likes them. She's probably not going to like them. She's benefit from you not having them. And you can't guarantee she's going to respond well. And no, boundaries won't magically turn her into an easy person. But they will show you what you're available for and what you're not. Here's an example of what some boundaries could sound like. Please use the parenting app for kid-related communication. I'm not discussing adult issues over text. I need 24 hours notice for schedule changes unless it's an emergency. I'll talk when their conversation is respectful. The kids don't need to carry messages between us. You do not need to set yourself on fire, my friend, to keep the peace. Sometimes peace comes because you finally set the boundary, because you decide that it's time. So if you're co-parenting with a high conflict ex, follow me or keep following me. I talk about practical ways to keep your peace and to parent stronger.
They be saying shit like a woman would submit naturally if a man was leading properly. I be saying shit like that. And I just be wondering, if I gotta go off and do my man on my own, right? Develop my leadership skills and all that. Why the f do I have to make you submissive? Ooh. Why do I have to make you a follower? Again, I'm not talking to y'all because nobody ever wears that shoe. I'm not talking to y'all. I just be seeing these memes that say that men are the reason that women are not feminine and that men are the reason. I'm not saying we ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm just saying if I solely have to do with my process as far as me becoming a leader and becoming more masculine or whatever you deem that to be, then why is it that I also have to be responsible for the process that you have to go through to become an effective follower? I'm just saying if I gotta go do my work, you go do yours, and let's meet when we both healthy. You feel me? Because a lot of these questions be coming from an unhealthy place. You expect a man to somehow bring a structure into some shit that you're not ready to follow.
He said it all.
What you're seeing a lot of these modern women do is use what they think they've learned. Some of these women are not even going to therapy. They're just listening to what they've heard online, and who's ever describing whatever they're describing online, they're saying, oh, that sounds like my situation. And so they're going back and trying to diagnose whoever they're arguing with. It's almost like something psychologically or mentally to where when you hear something, you repeat it the very next time. Like, well, honestly and truly, that's kind of how music works. So, with music, you're going to hear something and you're going to repeat it. And that's why they try to make even some of these tunes and stuff like that don't make a lick of sense. It's got a catchy beat. That's why they're trying to put it toward a catchy beat, because you remember the beat and you start singing the song. And that song that you didn't like, you'll start singing again and you'll listen to it again. And then somebody would be like, I thought you said that you didn't like that song. I don't, but I don't know what it is about it. The beat is catchy. And so I listen to it. And they're, getting money because you're still listening to their song and they're playing it, but originally thought it was a dumb song. That's essentially what this is. They continue to hear this sort of thing, and it's like music over and over again. And so next time they say it to you and they apply it to you, instead of taking accountability, instead of saying, no, this is my fault, they try to diagnose you mid-argument, even though it's something that they're doing. Right? When a man says, I'm looking for consistency, I'm looking for respect, you don't text me back, you don't text me at all, you don't treat me like or reciprocate anything from me, I'm looking for somebody that likes me like I like them. Oh, well, that's narcissistic behavior, that's somebody that's conceited. They'll say that type of stuff to get you off of their trail. They'll try to use something that they heard somewhere else, don't even know what it's talking about, don't really even understand understand it, to try to apply it to you and be dead